1 2 test test test. Are we live? I think we're live. Seems like we're live. Hello, hello. Yep, I just got a notification. All right, so we should be live. Okay, perfect. Let me just show you. So hello, what's up, Moldy Crow? What's up, Red Herring, Clark Can, and anybody else who's watching? So I activate. Oh, hello, Zeno. So I activate fucking YouTube Studios, right? And I start setting up the stream and everything. And look, this is the first time they've shown this. Okay, watch this. Okay, I took a screenshot because I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Right? It's like moderation helps everyone feel safe. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Anyways, so so fuck feeling safe. Okay, this is a chud live stream. Okay, there's only war and death and suffering. Okay, so with that being said, let's crack on, as they say in Britain. So if I remember correctly, what we said yesterday is that today we would implement a tech tree and like an event system, which honestly is probably gonna be very quick, frankly, because these are mechanics that are really, really, really not difficult, right? Let's start with the easiest one of the two, which would be the tech tree. Okay. Which the Scheckelbergs are trying to subvert Randy's stream with YouTube chat leaderboards and mods. Yep, exactly. Alright, so here let's see header tech tree variables. And we're gonna say, let's say public bool public bool is going to be, or hold on, should the tech tree, okay, yeah, I have an idea of how I'm gonna do it. Okay, so the idea here is we're gonna have two sets of booleans. One is going to be inside of the structure manager script, right? And it's gonna be stuff like needs farm, let's say, right? Needs farm bool equals false. Okay. Yeah, like that. And then the next one, the next set of booleans we're gonna do is gonna be in the game manager, right? So here we're gonna say what's it called? It's gonna be tech tree variables. Public boolean has farm bool equals false. Okay. And so the idea is very simple. Okay. It's let's say where was the player manager? Okay, player manager, structure placement manager. If new structure placement, blah blah blah. No, we're not here. Can place. Okay, reset structure. Okay, place structure. Okay, that's the one I was looking for. Okay, so now, okay, we gain access to the newly placed structure script. Okay, and now here, hold on. Then update the tech tree when so if necessary. Okay, and so now we're gonna go game. Oh, we don't have a game manager reference here, so let's do that. Private game manager city builder, this game manager city builder script. Okay, perfect. All right, now we're gonna go back down here. Oh wait, no, Jesus, I'm getting ahead of myself. This game manager script equals game manager cb dot cb instance. There you go. Okay, and now here we're going to access. So, okay, hold on. So, check if okay. So I guess what we're gonna do. So for the sake of having an actual tech tree, I'm gonna create a bunch more prefabs for structures and a bunch more buttons and stuff like that, right? But for now, we're just gonna do the code, and then afterwards, I'm probably gonna go into Blender, make a few more, like just to keep things fun, right? But basically, okay, then update the texture if necessary. Okay, check if. So hold on. So let's say castle. Okay. So if hold on. Game manager. So here we're gonna say public bool as castle bool equals false. And there you go. So then player manager cb script. So if game manager script dot has castle bool equals false. Okay. And then let's go here in the structure manager. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Fuck it, we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way, which is going to be. Oh no, we're gonna create an enum actually. Yeah. That's gonna be better. Okay, let me just get a reminder of how. No, we don't have an enum here. Was it tower manager? Do we have an enum here? Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna copy paste the enum. By the way, let me know if you guys can, if the stream is going all right, if everything's working appropriately, because sometimes YouTube Studios is weird. Like it doesn't show accurate stuff, right? Okay, wait. Let's go back to structure manager. Okay, there you go. So now we're gonna say let's say public bool placeholder fuck you. There you go, like that. Then public enum. All right, good to know that everything's fine. Okay, so now we're gonna say structure type cb, and then we're gonna say, I guess, none for now. Then castle, then holy shit, house, I guess. I forgot the word for house. Okay, hold on. Castle, house, let's say farm, lumber yard, I don't know, whatever, quarry. Okay, sure, let's go with that. And then public this, oh no, okay, public structure type this structure type equals structure type cb dot none. Perfect. An in would be okay. Yeah, let's do in like that. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay. So for now we're gonna have basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make a quarry just for fun. Okay.
Oh yeah, baby.
Sorry. Okay. So, okay, we have this we're gonna remove. Okay. Okay. And then public bool needs castle equals false. Okay. Public bool needs house false. Public bool needs lumber. Okay. And then here we're gonna rename this to needs lumber yard bool. Public bool needs quarry, and then public bool needs in boolean. There you go. Okay, rand equals p. Okay, just give me 15 seconds. I'm gonna be right back. Okay. Okay, so we have castle, house, farm, lumberyard, inn, quarry. Okay, perfect. So we have all of this. Okay, let's just copy, paste here. Public bool has house. Bool is false. Let's rename these because I forgot to put the bool. Fuck's sake. Oh. What the fuck? Huh? Okay, there you go. Okay, perfect. Bool, 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 bool. All right. Oh well. Oh, fuck, I'm fucking stupid. Perfect. Okay. So we have a house, farm, public bool has lumberyard bool. Okay. Public bool has in bool. There you go. Then public bool has quarry. Okay, perfect. Now we can erase these. Okay, and is that heat warning in your desk bar? What? Oh. Okay, yeah, this. Yeah, it's really hot here. I was wondering, I was like, what the fuck is he talking? Yeah, no. It's really, like, this week has been fucking awful here in Montreal. Like, you go outside and there's like a wall of heat that just slaps you in the face. Okay. Okay, so here we have like has castle, has this, has that, blah blah blah. Okay, so now if we go back to the player manager thing, right? Here literally we just go one by one, right? So we said castle, house. Oh well, wait. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna finish this one. So current structure dot this structure type equals structure type castle. Okay, so now we're just gonna make it like that, easier to read. There you go. Shit. Okay, so basically, okay, then update the tech tree if necessary. So castle, if the game manager says, well, we don't have a castle, right? Then equals false, basically, right? I mean, then obviously, like if false means we don't have a castle, but the structure we just placed is a castle, then yes. However, now that I think about it, this segment here should be done earlier, actually. Okay, so hold on. Or maybe we're gonna need two of them. Okay, let's think about this, right? Because, okay, let me explain. Let's go paint. Okay, so we have a tech tree, right? That says like, okay, you have structure here that allows you to make this structure, that this one allows you to make these three, right? Stuff like that, right? So first, when we select to press one, or actually the buttons themselves should, yeah, okay. So it shouldn't even allow you to press the button, right? Which means that when we're checking in the script earlier, right? Earlier here, where we're doing the structure placement manager, right? Here is where we should also check if current structure is eligible. So public bool current structure tech tree approved bool. Again, these, I'm terrible at giving good names to my to my variables, but try to. So current structure tech tree approved. Okay, so then let's go. Is compatible, blah blah blah. Okay, and lastly, check to see if then check to see if, okay, then lastly check to see if, so lastly check to see if current structure can be placed because of tech tree. Okay, so here what we're gonna do is simple. We're just gonna do, okay, so castle. Okay, if game manager script dot has castle bool equals false, and current structure script dot this structure type dot no equals structure type dot castle. Oops, there you go. Now once again we're doing it like that to be readable. Then we're gonna say game manager blah 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 has castle bool equals true. No, that's not what we're doing here. We're doing approved bool equals true. Okay, so here, whoops, here we're gonna do approved bool equals false first. I need those MS Paint boxes color coded and annotated. Yeah, exactly. Oh, jeez. But yeah, eventually, probably for the MOBA, prototype, I'm gonna show you guys a tool that I'm using to create actual good looking UI, and it's really nice. It's a really fun tool. And like I'm only using it in like its most basic form, but it's like you can do a lot of really cool stuff with it. Okay, so if this game manager blah blah blah. Okay, yeah. So here it's, oops, sorry, like that. Okay, there you go. Okay, so we have castle here, and now we're gonna do the same for the rest. Let's see, else if game manager script dot has farm bool no dot has castle bool equals true, and okay, yeah, because there are a lot of okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so here's a problem. Here's the design problem I just realized with the way I'm doing it right now. Okay, right now, well, it's not really a design problem, but it's a design inconvenience, let's say. Okay, let's go back to here, right? So right now, the way I'm coding my stuff is that I can technically make any variation of like a tech tree, right? Like here I can have another structure, right, that leads to its own set of like structures, but it could also like affect like these two, right? Whereas this one here is only affected by this one, right? And now what ends up happening is that here in this segment, it becomes very, very, very fucking long, right? Because it like what if you have a structure, right? Let's say a structure like that, right? Which requires like 8 other structures, right? To like to fucking, you know, like you know what I mean? Like it requires like a bunch of different structures. Well then like your if statement is going to become massive. You know what I mean? Which is technically possible. Like it's not the end of the world, but it becomes a little tedious and like unintuitive, right? So I guess that would be the main design flaw of the way I'm doing it right now. But once again, I'm using Kingdoms and Castles as a basis, right? Like as a good example for the design, right? So hold on, let's see. Actually, tag tree. Let's see. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. It doesn't have a traditional tech tree, but let me show you. No, fuck. It's not what it is. Is there? No, that's Age of Empires. Fuck. Well, actually, let's take a look at Age of Empires and see if. Okay, so you see what I mean? Like you have a bunch of shit like that, but even they keep it simple, right? As you can see, it's always like it starts with one thing, and then it goes on to others, right? Because basically, when you start really going crazy with like, oh, in order to build like I don't know, like in order to build a temple, you need like 50 different things. Well, then it becomes a bit too complex, right? It's smarter to do it like step by step, right? To be like, so let's erase this. To be like, okay, you start with this original one, right? And then it builds onto these, right? Let's say like that, right? It allows you to do this basically, right? So there you go, there you go, there you go. And then these ones each allow you to have more. You see what I mean? Basically, like each it's like step by step, right? That I think is an easier way of coding it, basically. Okay, so here we're gonna say house. Okay, so if has castle bool is true and current structure is needs castle equals true, then There you go. And current structure needs castle, etc., etc. So same thing here, like that. Then let's say farm. Whoops, farm. And we say else if game manager script dot has house, okay, equals true, and current structure dot needs house bool equals true. There you go. Then approved by the tech tree. The color. Okay, so then what did we have after that? It was the lumber yard, I think. Is that it? Hold on. Structure manager, it was house, farm, lumberyard, in, quarry. Okay. Lumberyard, in, quarry. Okay. So then, oops. So then else if this has farm boolean equals again, like for the sake of keeping it simple, I'm literally just gonna make it like each one leads to the next, right? So first you need to place your castle, then you need to place at least one house in order to be able to place a farm. After the farm, once you've placed at least one farm, you're able to place lumber yards. Once you've placed at least one lumber yard, you can place an inn. Once you've placed at least one inn, you can place a quarry, right? Like, we're gonna keep it simple, right? But obviously, if this was a real game, you'd want things to be a bit more intuitive and a bit more fun, right? But for now, needs farm bool. Again, like the point of this is to show you something that works, not necessarily something that's perfectly balanced and perfectly designed and blah blah blah. Has lumber yard, needs lumber yard, has in, needs in. Okay, and then true. Okay, and then let's go back here, structure. Right above castle, we're gonna say needs nothing bool equals false. Okay. So let's see. Let's go back to player manager script. Blah blah blah. So first, no tech requirements. Okay. So we're gonna say if current structure manager dot needs nothing bool equals true. Then we're gonna say once again current structure is tech approved, otherwise blah blah blah, and then at the very end we're just gonna say otherwise false. There you go. Okay, so that way the first thing it checks is, does the current structure require any, like, does it have any tech requirements? If it needs nothing, then we're tech tree approved, right? Then, okay, do we have a castle? No, we don't have a castle. Is the current structure a castle? Yes, so it's tech approved. Perfect. Does, even though technically this and this are kind of the same, but anyways, when it comes to placing a castle, when it comes to other structures, not so much. Anyways. Okay, so now we have this, okay? So now we're going back down to where we were here, okay? So now here, then update the tech tree if necessary, so castle. If, here it says castle is false, but we just placed a castle thing, so here is where we're gonna do has castle bool equals true, okay? So then house, okay, so then if game manager script dot has house equals false, and then here we're gonna say current structure manager dot this structure type equals structure manager. Okay, there you go. Okay. Basically, this is the first house we're placing. Then, oops, game manager dot has house equals true. Okay. Now let's just do the same thing for farm. Lumberyard in quarry. Quarry in lumberyard farm. Okay. As farm lumberyard in quarry. No, hold on. As quarry. Has quarry. Has in. Here it's has lumberyard. Has lumberyard. Has a farm. Has farm. Okay, perfect. Okay. So honestly, that's it. That's literally it. Oh, all right. Yeah, as I said, like, because it's telling me, like, I don't know, it's acting weird, basically. The stream, I mean. So yeah, so let me guys know if you missed something, if you want me to go back and explain something, in case like the stream kind of cuts. But basically, this is the idea here, right? Here it updates, once we've placed our structure, it updates the tech tree, right? And then up here, right before it actually, it checks to see if we're tech tree approved for the structure we're trying to place, basically, right? Okay, like that. Okay, so now let's create more prefabs. Oh, okay. So, all right. Let's create more prefabs. Hold on. Okay, let me just. Okay, there. Okay. Sorry, I was messing around with YouTube Studio. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's weird. Game manager. Oh yeah. So this one we can just erase. We're gonna do save. Okay. Canvas. Blue building. Okay. So now here we're gonna change this to castle button. Oops, we're gonna change this to house button. We're gonna change this to farm button. And now we're just gonna duplicate the farm button and we're gonna call it, what was it? Lumber yard button. That's the order, right? Farm, lumber yard, in quarry. Okay. In button, and then quarry button. Okay, be right back, 5 seconds. Okay. All right, so let's go into Blender and create the 3D models. I thought it was my garbage in there. Sometimes it stops for hours. Holy shit. No. It's from me. It's from me. Because I don't know why, but my unit because I'm in a condo, my condo unit, for whatever reason, the electricity periodically like spikes up or spikes down. Like I don't know, right? It like for a fraction of a second, the electricity like kind of stops, but not really. And so sometimes it like fucks with some of my internet and other stuff like that. It's fucking weird. But anyways, okay, so let's go into Blender and let's create our castle. It's gonna be a great castle, you'll see. It's gonna be such a cool castle. You have no idea. Okay, so let's do edit object. Okay, we're gonna select the faces. We're gonna do like that. Like that. Okay, hold on. Okay, and what was it again? Hold on, the guides. In Blender, an object having a rotation of 0, 0, 0 is minus 90 in Unity. Okay, so 90. Okay, cool, great, lovely. Okay, so let's do it like that. Okay, like that. Nope. Like that. Okay, perfect. You're gonna see it's gonna be such a cool castle. And I'm totally not being sarcastic right now. Okay. So let's make something. I have high expectations for a castle, right? Just don't make it dark colored. All right, so honestly, it's probably just gonna be like a tower or some shit. Inset like that. Then we're gonna do it like that. Okay. Then maybe inset it some more. Oh, oops. Nope. Like that. Okay. Then extrude. Oh my god. What the fuck? Okay, there you go. Okay. And now, I don't know. I mean, this is already more or less good enough. Let's say, right, let's say like that. Like that. Like that. Inset. Nope. Okay, like that. Boom. There you go. That's our castle. Beautiful. A beautiful castle. Okay, so am I gonna? I think I'm only gonna have one single material for the whole thing, right? Like again, we're gonna keep it simple and stupid. So yeah, so like that. So save as. We have city builder castle. Save as, and now export as an FBX castle.fbx. Perfect. Okay. All right, save. So now we're gonna have a new one, general. Again, now we're gonna make the house. Okay, there you go. Edit. Oops. Okay, the house. Okay, like that. That's a good house. Just kidding. That's good enough, you know? Actually, let me show you something cool. Okay. subdivide, subdivide. Or actually, in our case, we're just gonna subdivide everything. Perfect. Now we're gonna say, yeah, when you press X, it deletes. So now we're gonna do subdivide, subdivide. This thing I'm gonna call a house. No, actually, this is probably gonna be the farm. Come to think of it, it makes more sense if it's a farm. Shall we keep it this way? Oh no, yeah. Okay, subdivide, subdivide. Okay, and now here you click F and it creates a new addition. Hold on. Okay, hold on, like that. Subdivide, subdivide. And then if you press F, it automatically creates a face. Boom. Like that. Oops. Okay. Let's say, yeah, so this here is gonna, it's gonna be the farm. Again, I'm trying to do this quick just for the sake of time, right? Okay. So let's say, oh, fuck. Faces. Okay. Okay, like that. And then it's, was it G? Nope. Was it, where was it? Merge. Okay, so I click on this one first, then on this one, then I right click, merge vertices at last. Boom. Merge vertices at last. Merge vertices at last. Merge vertices at last. Subdivide. I'm making like whatever shape comes to mind, right? Like I'm making just some random shit at this point. Okay, there you go. Hold on. Subdivide once. Subdivide again. There you go. It's gonna be a great looking farm, guys. Y'all have no idea. So now here we're gonna remove this face. We're gonna do F like that. Okay, hold on, let me, all right. Haha, okay. So how, yeah. Oh, okay. No, actually, yeah, it would be better just to keep things, oops. Faces. God, this must be so fucking boring to watch. But, once again, there you go. Yeah, no, I don't know what the fuck this is, but it's gonna be a farm. There we go. Boom. Okay, there's your fucking farm. Okay. Also, this here, it's a bad idea because it's like a bad quad, right? So as you can see, the face is like weird looking, right? So let's remove these faces and do it like that. Okay. Like that. Like that. There you go. Okay, so this, we're gonna call it the farm or whatever. File, save as, cb farm, save as, then export fbx. Okay, be right back. Okay, all right, save. So now new. So we have the castle, the farm, the lumber yard. We need a house, an inn, and a quarry. Right, so we're gonna delete these. Okay, we're gonna go, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go into edit mode. For the house, okay, this is actually gonna be the house for real this time. Okay, like that. Oh fuck. Okay, like that. Like that. That's some serious immersion. Yep. You have no idea. Okay, let's do it like that. So let's face. Let's keep it simple. This is merge at center. Boom, there's your house. That's our house. Yep, so that's the house. We're also gonna export it as FBX. Yeah, CB house FBX. Okay, and now here we're just gonna select this. We're gonna extrude faces. Okay, and now this whole thing, select all. Right, we're gonna do it like that. And now this right here is the in, right? Or actually, there you go. Select all. There you go. File, save as, cb in. There you go. Export fbx, cb in. There you go. I was going to suggest a TP, but this pyramid is better. Yeah. Yeah, this is like a circus tent or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Okay, there you go. And now, lastly, for the quarry, let's go here like that. New general, we remove the light, we remove the camera. We select this, we go into object, edit. Hold on. Object 90. Oops. Edit. Okay, so let's do it. like that. Okay, let's do it like that. Now here, let's see. No. Let's select both. Let's do inset. Like that, inset. What? Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, yeah. What? Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, just inset the fucking faces, bitch. Okay, there you go. And now here we're gonna say, nope, not poke. Extrude. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that works. Now here, we're just gonna select this, vertices, okay. Face, like that, boom. Although here, I don't know if you can see it, but the lines here are a bit thicker than the rest. So let me just select these 4 lines. Edges, okay, there you go. Okay, so now, no, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or actually, hold on. There you go. Okay, perfect. So now we're gonna do this like that. This like that. This like that. Okay, like that. Yep. Same thing here. Nope. Subdivide. Subdivide. Okay, subdivide. Now let's just remove these 4 faces. Ah, fuck's sake. No. There you go. Okay, voila. That. Okay. Can you enable face orientation? It's in the overlays menu. I have no idea what the overlays menu is. Again, like that's the problem with me. I'm fully self-taught, so I don't know what any of the terminology means. No, we're gonna delete vertices like that. Okay, and now here, hold on. So we're gonna remove this. Now here like that. actually. There you go. That. That. Okay, perfect. So now here. Subdivide. 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 There you go. Okay, like that. And these ones we're gonna leave them as they are. Okay, like that. That. Oops, nope. There we go. Let's do this one here. Like that. Okay, and the last one. Okay, so this is going to be our quarry. Okay, so now save as, city builder, quarry, save as, export.fbx, quarry.fbx. Okay, perfect. Let's, sure, whatever. Okay, it's not 3D models. Let's go. Where the fuck are they saved? Aha. 1, 2, 3. Lumberyard. Okay, well, we already have one, so we're gonna delete this. Okay, so now 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now let's see. Let's see what they all look like. That's the castle. This is the quote-unquote farm. This here is the house. This here is the inn. And this here is the quarry. Okay. Now let's give them materials. Materials. Let's get. Okay, perfect. Like that. The castle, let's make it create material. Castle matte. Material opaque default. Like that. Okay, sure. We'll leave it like that. The farm, I guess we're gonna make it green. whatever. And then, or I guess red. Yeah, whatever, who cares? And then let's say house material. We're gonna make it orange. Okay, and same thing with the in, whatever. Okay, then we're gonna go prefabs, city builder prefabs. I'm gonna go here, structure 000. There, we're gonna rename it to castle. Okay, like that. And now we're gonna, oh. Okay, like that. And this thing here. Haha, okay. This thing here. This is gonna be 0 like that. Okay, perfect. Castle, and we're gonna move it, or original prefab, yeah. Okay, castle. Okay, perfect. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there you go. And now we're gonna do quarry, in, house, and farm. So, and we're gonna call it 5, quarry. We're gonna call it 004. No, that's 000 castle. No, oh my god, I'm so stupid. 4 in 001 house 002 farm 000 castle. Okay, like that. Okay. Okay, where is our, there you go, structure 1. We're gonna call it 003 lumber yard. Okay, so this override, sure, an original prefab, structure 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna delete these. Okay, and now this one, this one, this one, and this one. We're gonna move them here, original prefabs. Okay, same thing with this one, original prefab. Then we're gonna delete this one. Okay, there you go. Oops. Voila. Voila, voila, voila. Okay. Okay, so now let's go back here. Yeah, missing game object. So we're gonna have, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there you go. So castle at 0, house. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. I kind of forgot to set them all up properly. Like that. Like that. There you go. Apply all. Perfect. Okay. Voila. So now prefabs. Oh, hold on. Let's go back to game manager. Okay, so castle 1 house. There you go. Farm, lumberyard, inn, and quarry. Okay. And now let's save. And now let's set them all up. So this one is gonna cost, I guess, 10 population and like 0 of everything else, right? And then type castle needs nothing, okay? Or actually, let's say that let's make needs nothing false because of this statement here, right? So basically, if I had said needs nothing, this would have been true, and it never would have moved on to this part here, right? But instead, here we're gonna say, well, we don't have a castle yet, but the current structure is a castle, so it should say true, right? So the idea is to just test to make sure that this works, right? But that's why I said for when you want to place the castle, this is kind of redundant, actually. Okay. This is a house. And it needs a castle. Okay. And we're gonna say, sure, it needs 5 lumber, whatever. We're gonna say that we start with 10,000 population, just because why not? Okay, like that. Okay, this is good. Castle, okay. This is type farm. It needs a house. This is type lumberyard. It needs a farm. This is type inn. It needs a lumberyard. And this is type quarry, and it needs an inn. Okay, fairly simple so far. Let's, in terms of resources, yeah, they all require 10. Okay, so let's say this one is, a house is going to require 5 food and 5 lumber, whatever. A farm is going to require 0 food, 15 lumber. Say a lumber yard is going to require, let's say, 10 food. An inn is going to require 15 food and 15 food and 15 lumber. And then a quarry is going to require, I don't know, 5 food and 25 lumber, let's say, right? Okay, we have this. Okay, so now quarry, happiness modifier -3 in a radius of, let's say, 15. Okay, an inn is gonna give +3 happiness in a radius of 9. Yeah, this, it's -1 in a radius of 6. Yeah, makes sense. And this is let's say -1 in a radius of 9 as well. And then the castle, let's say it's gonna be 5 in a radius of 30. I don't know, right? Okay. So now that we have everything set up in theory. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, we're gonna keep it like that because ain't nobody got time for that, right? Or actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's truly implement everything. Okay. Structure placement. Okay, structure placement is gonna be. Hold on. Prefabs. Structure placement like that. 3D models. 1. So castle placement. Okay. Oh geez. Okay. Like that. Then let's move it like that to here. Castle placement. We're gonna remove component, box collider, blah blah blah. Okay, and this here, we're gonna change its materials, transparent materials, white transparent. Okay, so now that we have this like that, okay, prefabs, CB prefabs, castle placement, original prefab, perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, like that. Okay, let's go back to our 3D models. 1, 2. Wait. There we go. In no lumberyard. In then quarry. So now we're gonna delete these. Okay, and now this we're gonna call it house placement, farm placement, lumberyard placement, and then in placement, quarry placement. Okay, and now let's just set up the materials once again. Transparent, transparent. Bitch, the fuck? Oh my god. Transparent, transparent, transparent. Okay. Transparent and transparent. My god, there you go. And now here we go back to prefabs and we put them all in original prefabs. Okay, and now these three we're gonna remove. Structure placement indicators. Like so. There you go. Boom. Okay. So now we're gonna say this, save everything. And now we're gonna finish setting everything up. I know that this was like a lot of stuff all at once. And I'm not necessarily explaining what I'm doing, but I hope that by now you guys are kind of used to, like you basically understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and how I'm setting everything up. And if that's not the case, feel free to let me know, right? I'm definitely gonna explain, I won't mind explaining it, right? Okay, so here we need a total of 6 buttons. Okay, and now we're gonna have a castle button, house button, farm button, lumberyard button, in button, quarry button. Okay. All right, so let's go here. Okay, and let's put this one like that. Okay, let's move this one here. Okay. Minus 800. This one's gonna be minus 600, minus 400, minus 200, 0, and then 200. Okay. Right, so this one text, we're gonna say castle button, or actually just castle. Here for the text, we're gonna say house. Okay. Here we're gonna say farm. Here we're gonna say lumberyard. Here we're gonna say inn. And then here we're gonna say quarry. Okay. And let's say for this, in terms of the color, we're gonna make it a nice poo-poo brown. Okay. A nice dookie brown. All right. For the inn, we're gonna make it piss yellow. We like piss yellow. Yeah. Ooh, nice. Hold on. Piss yellow when highlighted and like a nice like diarrhea. Truly makes one wonder, right? Lumberyard. We're gonna make it a dark green and then a lighter green when highlighted. Okay. Farm, we're gonna make it a very bright green and an even brighter green, yeah, when highlighted. House red, castle blue. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now hopefully it should work. Question mark. Oh, hold on. Actually, let me just make sure of something. Can be placed on land. Can be placed on land. Okay, so, okay, can be placed on land and water. No, we're gonna do this like that. Can be placed on land and oh yeah, okay. Let's say only the castle can also be placed on water. Let's say, because why not, right? I understand the sub needs, but explain in okay, sounds good. So right now I spent obviously the last couple of minutes creating the so first things first, right? Here we added the code for the tech tree. Now we need to test it, but because for the sake of the tech tree I created new structures, right? As opposed to like the 3 placeholders we had before in order to test like, oh, can I place a structure only on water? Can I place another structure on both? Can I place one only on land? Can I place a structure only where like stones are or where trees are or whatever, right? The idea is, so hold on. Jesus. All right, okay. I was just making sure the stream is working. So the idea is, now that I've set up, again, in theory, it should work, right? But you know me, oftentimes I like forget a tiny little thing and we waste our time trying to fix it. The idea is, now we need to test that if the tech tree is working, right? So now I've set it up here in the code, right? Then I created the 3D models and then I created the prefabs for every single structure. But instead of having the placeholder, what are they called? The placeholder visuals, more or less, right? I created new proper visuals. So if I double click, right? Well, here it's giving us because it hasn't loaded the material yet. And that's why it's weird like that. But basically, hold on, material one. Yeah, okay, perfect. So exactly. So here, for instance, that's the placement thing for the lumberyard, for instance, right? So now I'm almost done setting everything up. I just need to check here, this thing here, lumberyard, blah, blah, blah. Can produce lumber. Okay. And then this one here, can produce food, no. Yeah, lumber upkeep 2, food upkeep 1, stone production 5, stone upkeep 0, can produce stone. Okay. And everything else is good. Okay. The inn does not produce food, but it has a food upkeep. And it has a very low lumber upkeep, let's say. Then the farm can produce food. Yeah, let's say 10. Lumber production. Sure, lumber upkeep, let's say 3. Okay, let's say population cost for a farm is going to be 1, for a house 1, for a lumber yard 1 as well, right? Just because we're the way we coded the resource production, it's multiplied by the number of population. So if I have 10, I'm gonna be having like ridiculous levels of resources, right? Okay, there you go, like that, and then yeah, this one like that. Okay, so now everything in theory should be working. Okay, and then let's press play. Now it's gonna take some time because it's gonna produce everything. Let's go into the console here. Yeah, and if you can see, oh, out of range, out of range, out of range. Okay, must be non-negative. Okay, so game manager 6 6 placed list. Okay, hold on. So let's see. If player's resources, current structure manager costs list. So are the costs not up to date? The costs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Are the costs? What? Okay, hold on. 425. Player resources list. Okay, can afford structures. Okay. Okay. Once you've... Okay, so it's probably something here. Loop index 0. Structure buttons list. Okay. This is only used for the count. Okay, be right back. Give me 5 seconds. All right. Okay, so I have no idea what's causing this error, unless, I mean, here I have all 6 of my buttons, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, hold on. Now that I've added new buttons, I need to add some more. Select castle, select house, select farm, public void select in, and then public void select quarry. Okay, and then so this here it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Okay. Okay, so now player manager. Okay. So here it's player manager script, select quarry, player manager script, select in, player manager script, select lumberyard, select farm, select house, and then select castle. Okay. Okay, so this is done here, but I don't think that's gonna fix. That is what's gonna fix the problem, because it said that the problem is on this line here, but the problem with this, so there, edit UI, city builder, scripts, player manager. Okay, so what's the, I don't get it. Okay, hold on. Is Unity trolling me again like it did yesterday? Huh? Okay. Hold on. What the fuck is the error? It says player's resource. Check to see if player can afford current structure by comparing player's resources to structure's cost. Current is greater or equal to current structure. Because I think, okay, I think I know what the error is. Because I think this isn't set up properly, maybe. So current, hold on, no, not here. Each structures script, and it's gonna be, yeah, this is never used anywhere else, so I'm gonna use it here. Other structure equals prefab, structure prefabs list, loops 0 dot get component, structure manager. Okay, there we go. So hopefully, oh wait, is greater or equal to, yeah, okay. There is, okay. Yeah, okay, so that's why it was giving me an error. Okay, I get it now. Because yesterday when I set this thing up, or whenever I set it up, it wasn't set up properly. And only now is it giving me an error. Okay. Are we gonna be getting errors? Okay, we're still getting errors. So it says player resources loop. Oh, because it's, well, it's for each button. Resources list. Other, oh God, this is so stupid. I am so stupid. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, now let's go back here. We have prefabs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Buttons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Amazing. Now it should work. Just. Okay, now hopefully it should work. Yes? Yes, there you go. Now it's working. Okay. So now let's look. Okay, here it says in the game manager, okay? In the game manager, it says we don't have a castle. Well, we have none of the structures, right? Here in our list of structures placed, we have no structures, so that's a confirmation. Here we have our resources. None of them have been spent, okay? So now let's see here, current structure tech tree. Yeah, it's approved. Let's click quarry. Okay. Oh, see, now it's not approved. So now if I try to place a quarry anywhere, right? Not letting me. Oh, hold on. I forgot one tiny little thing actually. To set it up. Let's go back here and add approved. There you go. Voila. Yeah, this is something I forgot to do. So now let's restart again. All right. So now, okay, once again, we're letting it set itself up. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we're like moving around, etc., etc. Okay, perfect. All right, and now let's try to place a quarry. It's not letting us anywhere. Let's try to place an inn. It's not letting us place an inn anywhere. Let's try to place a lumberyard. Nope, nothing. A farm. Nothing. This, neither. And then a castle. Has it allowed us to place a castle? Let's see. No, not yet. Let's see why. Structure is compatible with tile. Okay, so now I probably didn't set them up properly. So let's go back into the prefabs. Also, let's just do this. Let's do this like that. Okay. Okay, so let's. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's set them all up. Like that. Like that. Okay. Now let's just make sure that they're all good. So castle. Let's see, the lumberyard, how high is it? Is it 0.5? Okay, it's 0.4. Okay. So here we're gonna say 0.4. 0.4, 0.5, 0.5, whoops, 0.5, just so that we can see them properly, because I noticed that we weren't able to properly see them. Okay, in 0.5, and then quarry 0.5. So now I'm just again fixing a little bit, apply all, then we're gonna delete, then I'm gonna go here and I make all the changes here in the actual prefabs tab, otherwise they're not gonna be proper. This can be placed on water, doesn't need compatibility boolean, can produce, okay, I get it now. Can produce food, no. Food production, 0. Lumber, let's say 1, 1. Okay, like that. And upkeep, stone, sure, 1. Then happiness radius, yeah. Can produce food, no. The house, yeah. Food upkeep, 1. Okay, can produce food, yeah. Okay, that's good. Can produce lumber, yeah, that makes sense. No, okay. Okay, so now in theory they should be set up properly. So it should not be giving us any structures compatible. It should be telling us that the structures are compatible. Let's see. And if it's still giving us a bug, I'm just gonna make them all compatible because we're not looking for, like, we know that the compatibility thing works based on yesterday. So now we're just gonna be looking to see if the tech tree is working, basically, right? Okay, so let's try to put down a quarry. Anybody, anywhere, I mean. Nope. An inn. No, it's not letting us. A lumber yard. Nope. A farm. Neither. A house. Nope. And a castle. Okay, it's still giving us a compatibility problem. Okay. So let's just check here. Okay, yeah. Whatever. I'm not gonna deal with this, so let's just make them all compatible. Let's say it doesn't need compatibility. Yeah, like that. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. Let's go down here. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's not letting me place a quarry anywhere. It's not letting me place an inn anywhere. It's not letting me place a lumber yard anywhere. Not letting me place a house, a farm anywhere, or a house, or let's say a castle. It should be. No, it still says fucking cunt. Can place a new structure. Why is it not letting me place? Fuck's sake. Because we can see that the current, like, so the bug isn't coming from the tech tree thing, right? Why the fuck is it doing this now? Land subtype. Can produce food, can produce lumber, has trees built, can produce stone. Yeah. Okay. So this is false. If doesn't need compatibility is true, then structure is compatible. Yeah. So current grid tile. Current structure. Where do I set it up? Here. Bro, I have no idea what the fucking problem is. Here. This is so annoying because I guarantee you that the tech tree thing works. Now it's just this other thing has stopped working for whatever fucking reason. Welcome to game development. Structures placed. Because it was giving us this wasn't and can place a new structure. Yeah, so actually the bug comes from this thing here. See if can place during this frame. No structures, new structure placement true. No structures overlapping. If current placement area type and can be placed on land, yes. Okay. They can all be placed on land, right? They can all be placed on land, so I don't get it. Yeah, structure type doesn't affect it. I'm about to fucking rage. I'm about to fucking lose the chat. I'm getting triggered. Okay. Why is it not letting me? Why is it not? What? Let's press pause. Oh my god. Fuck it. We're gonna change it temporarily to always be true just cause fuck you. Like, we're not testing whether or not. Oh my god. This is so annoying. Could the grid tiles you're trying to place be the structures because, well, that's the thing, because the problem isn't that it's, because let me explain to you what the bug is, right? It's telling us that the structures aren't compatible, but the reason why it's doing that is because the compatibility can only be checked, right, if this is true, right? But this is never true. So the real problem comes from this part here, right? Which for whatever reason is not working. That's why I changed these things from false to true, basically, right? So hold on, they were false, false, like that, like that. Good code placeholder. Like that. Okay. So now let's see, because again, we're trying to test if the fucking tech tree is working. Oh my god. Alright, come on, bitch. Activate yourself. Has not been assigned. Object reference not set to an instance. Huh? What? Hold on. Oh fuck, I think I know what the problem might be. So it's saying, let's see. Tell this recast current placement area object. Okay, yeah. So it says it's not detecting this, right? The variable current placement area object has not been assigned, right? Okay, so it hasn't been assigned. What? Okay, so the bug comes from our grid thing, right? Which else if current structure script can place on land and tile type 0, new structure placement bool. Okay, that's why it's always false. Okay, hold on. Okay, well, let's see actually. So let's see our raycast thing. Bro, like why the fuck did all of a sudden my raycast script stop fucking working? Like the fuck? Okay, so it's detecting. Okay, see, it is detecting it, right? Okay. Like that. Hold on. So let's just, can I place this? No, no, no. No. Now this, I should be able to, there you go, fuck's sake. My God, okay, so there you go. So now we have a castle. Now it says that we have a castle, okay? Then, can I place a house now? I can place a house. Now, can I place a farm? Well, I shouldn't be able to place it on this land, but whatever, right? Because we changed a bunch of stuff. I understand that it's not necessarily gonna work. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now can I place a quarry? No. Can I place an inn? Yes. And now can I place a quarry? Yes. Okay. There. Well, there you go. Okay. So again, like I'm not gonna waste time trying to fix that weird bug, because again, it's like it's one of those things that it's like something old broke when you added something new. Welcome to game development. That's why like 80% of game development is just fixing bugs, right? That's all it is. 80% is just fixing bugs, and 20% is adding actual content and new stuff and all that stuff, right? So now that we have the tech tree working, obviously we should fix the other bug, but we're gonna ignore it for now. And hold on. Here I'm just gonna add something, which is gonna be this. Okay, there you go. Okay, like that. Okay, so now the other thing we wanted was basically like weather, right? Or events like these. If I'm honest, doing the weather stuff, it's literally just the same thing we've seen already, right? So it would basically be creating a some sort of object, right? So let's go into Paint. Okay. So the event thing would be akin to, let's say we have our map, right? Or let me show you, like we have our map like that, right? Like that. Then we have maybe certain areas like that, right? Maybe here we have like another island. Then we have some more stuff like that, right? And then the rest is blue. Oops. That. Very beautiful, I know. Ah, fuck. Okay, well, whatever. Right, pretend that this here is right? Okay, so the idea is we have our land, right? Our land mass and stuff like that. And then you can create some sort of game object, right? Which, let's say it's like this, right? Like a hurricane, right? Let's say it's a hurricane or like a storm or whatever. And then you literally just program it to move randomly within, like in a random direction within the bounds, right? Within the boundaries of the what's it called? The map, let's say. Unreal 5 graphics, exactly, right? And so, for instance, like it's gonna move randomly, so it might move like this, right? Then it reaches the boundaries, right? Like the boundaries, right? Like that, like that. Okay. So then maybe like it moves back in the opposite direction, or it moves in another direction, right? Whatever. Okay. So let's say it's moving like this, and then like you can add a timer, right? That makes it change direction, let's say every 30 seconds, right? And because it's moving slow, right? Let's say it moves this way, right? Then 30 seconds later, it starts to move that way, right? Then another 30 seconds later, it starts moving that way, then that way, then back to here, then back here, then like whatever, right? And then you simply use like a similar script to the happiness stuff that we had here, right? Where you go through like a for loop, right? From all the structures placed, right? So it would be like, let's say public void storm manager, okay? So let's say you go into structure, public bool storm outside bool equals false, right? And then yeah, okay, so let's say storm outside boolean, okay? So in other words, okay, let's go back to our game manager here. We're gonna do a loop like that, right? Let's say like that. Here we're gonna say we're gonna say events variables, okay, public game object storm object, okay, public float storm radius f equals -1. So we're gonna have to set it up, okay? And then, and again, this is just one example of how to do certain events, right? So let's say go through every single structure that currently exists and check to see if they're within the storm's radius, right? So here we access current structure, blah blah blah, and now here we're not going to go through every other structure. Instead, what we're going to do is find distance between current structure and storm, okay? Direction to storm, direction to storm is going to be storm object dot transform dot position minus blah blah blah, okay? And then we're gonna do float dist to storm, yeah, f equals direction to storm, yeah, dot magnitude. There you go. And then literally you just do if so apply storm debuff, right? So if current structure dot storm outside boolean is false and distance is lower or equal to storm radius, right? Like that. Boom. You're gonna do current storm manager storm outside equals true. Otherwise, there's no storm outside, right? False. Boom. Simple, right? And then, for instance, here, where is it? Yeah, the resource update timer, right? So resource production, resource upkeep, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this happens for each structure. Okay, got it. Okay, so we're gonna go structure manager. Here, resource production, let's say, right? Here we do total food production, blah, 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 right? Well, all we can do is simply add public, public float storm debuff f equals minus blah, 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 right? And then, because total food is an integer, right? All we're gonna do is math f dot round to integer, right? Here times storm debuff. Boom. There you go. You see what I mean? So the idea here is it's that simple. Or actually, hold on. Let's save it like that. Let's go back to how it was before. Okay. And now here we're gonna say if storm outside equals false. Okay, we're gonna do this. Else if storm outside equals true. There you go. There you go. That's how you do it. You see what I mean? And that's literally it. That's how you do like events or like weather or environmental effects or like debuffs or stuff like that, right? Like it's that simple. Now I'm not gonna unfortunately, like we're already 2 hours in, so I'm not gonna have time to actually properly implement it in the game, because it's probably like gonna cause a bunch of other bugs and it's gonna take too much time. And unfortunately today I'm a little busy with some of the stuff I'm gonna have. Oh well, speaking of a storm, right? But I mean, like at this point I think you guys kind of understand more or less enough in terms of how to implement stuff in the game, right? Well, events could have their own scripts, or they could all be managed by the game manager. What I would say is, you could kind of have a hybrid approach, right? So let me give you an example. Okay, let me give you an example. You have, hold on. You have here. You have your game manager script, right? With whatever lines of code, right? Then you have, let's say, event 1. Okay, event 1, event 2, event 3, right? So this here is event 3, or I guess we should say 2, event 0, event 1, right? And similar to how it works. No, we're not in the right script. Okay, similar to how it works here, where you have like the update resources thing. It updates the resource and immediately afterwards it updates the happiness, right? You can use the game manager to simply decide, like it can have some sort of timer, and whenever the timer, like we're gonna call it like the event timer or whatever, whenever the event timer, it could be like 10 minutes or something. So every 10 minutes, or you can even randomize it, right? And you can say it like anywhere from every 5 minutes, or rather everywhere from 5 minutes to 15 minutes, right? You get an event, right? And so then you create an RNG. It decides, like it decides basically like you know, you do the RNG, it falls on 1, so you're like, okay, so play event number 1, right? It falls on 0, okay, play event 0. It falls on 2, play event 2, right? Like, you know what I mean? So like, again, the sky's the limit, right? And the idea is try to make your code as versatile as possible, because that way it's going to be easier to implement, and you're going to be able to reuse it far easier, right? Because every single time I show you guys something, I try to make it in a way that like allows us to reuse as much of our code as possible in order to avoid wasting time in the future, right? So yeah, so that's the idea. I hope the weather thing was clear. Even if it wasn't 100% clear, we're gonna see more of that type of stuff when we start, like next weekend, when we start doing the MOBA prototype. Then could time be an additional score that increases not only with delta time but the player's actions as well? This way, as the player commits to game options and actions, seasons come by, well, yeah, or they could come by slower, or they could last longer, right? Like maybe you could have a longer winter, right? And so the way you would do this is by having a timer. Let's say here I'm gonna create a timer, right? Like we're gonna say, let's say integer, or no, hold on. I'm gonna make a function, let's say public void temp function, okay? We're gonna call it temporary function, right? And so let's say we have here float event timer f equals -1, blah blah blah, float event time elapsed f equals 0, 0, 0, and then you can have float event time modifier f, right? And so let's say player has angered the gods, let's say, right? The player has angered the gods. Now the gods are angry, so we're gonna get a long winter, right? So then you simply do like boolean gods are angry. Holy shit. Speaking of the gods being angry, my eye just started itching like crazy. Holy fuck. Jesus, I can barely see. Hold on. Okay, fuck. Oh my god. Alright, gods are angry. So if gods are angry boolean is false, then it's just time elapsed, yeah, plus equals time dot delta time. Else if gods are angry is true, then time elapsed, oh no, rather, okay, rather, that's not how we're gonna do it. Rather, it's gonna be if time elapsed is lower or is lower than timer f, okay, do time elapsed plus equals time dot delta time, okay. Meanwhile here, okay, it's gonna be if the gods are angry, right, it's gonna be if time elapsed, event time elapsed is lower than event timer plus modifier f, right? So you see the difference? This is what I mean, right? So this is how you would go about doing it, right? It's just that now it's gonna take longer, for instance, to change seasons or whatever the event is, right? Like it's gonna last longer, or it's gonna take longer to happen, or whatever, right? But at this point here, we're just getting into different variants of the same code, if that makes sense, right? So yeah, so that's that's the idea basically. Um, okay, so honestly, I think I've kind of shown you guys how to do most key mechanics, how to make them for a city builder. If any of you guys are actually thinking of making a city builder or a tower defense or a platformer or any other type of game and like you're not sure or whatever, like again, if you're part of the Discord, you can always just join the Discord, right? And always ask me for some sort of advice or like, again, like show me some of your work or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind helping you guys, right? I just put a link to the Discord server for anybody interested in joining, right? And yeah, that's more or less it. Next week we're gonna start the MOBA prototype. What else? Yeah, at some point this week I should start doing the live streams where I'm actually implementing the visuals for my game. We're gonna start with making the galaxy, and eventually we're also going to start doing 3D models for the spaceships. I'm not sure if it's also gonna be this week or if it's gonna be later on, right? It just depends what I feel like doing, because the visuals thing, it just like, it's not like coding where like you need to create a certain script before another one or whatever, right? The visuals, it's just do whatever, right? So at some point I might also be doing like UI stuff with the visuals and whatnot, right? So we'll see. Tomorrow I think I'm gonna be a little too busy with real life stuff to be able to do a proper live stream for the Galaxy visuals. But hopefully on Tuesday I should be able to do the first live stream then. I have no idea at what point in time during the day it's gonna be, but it's probably gonna be more. How can I say? Probably around late morning, early evening. At some point, it's gonna be during the day, basically. Eastern North American Eastern time. So yeah, just be mindful of that. And yeah, on that note, I think that's it. Thanks. What's the agenda for that stream? The agenda for that stream, again, it's gonna be the very beginning. So what I'm gonna do, hold on, let me just show you guys here. So here I have this outline I did like months ago, right? Of the galaxy. So I'm going to explain kind of the concept behind the galaxy in the game that I'm making, and how I plan on integrating that concept with the gameplay, right? And so because of the design, the design aspect of how the story and the gameplay are integrated together, we're going to have to be implementing the visuals in a certain specific type of way, right? With that being said, that's just the plan, right? And so we're gonna start just implementing stuff, and the idea is that like basically this how can I say it? Like this outline that you're seeing here, that's not what the galaxy is gonna look like in the end, right? This was more so just a brainstorming thing. But what I do plan to do is with you guys, right? I'm gonna explain to you like what each of these things are, what they mean, what these things are. Jesus. But yeah, right? Like what the terminology in my game is going to be, right? Because there's going to be a difference between something called a galactic region, a galactic sector, a subsector, a cluster, stuff like that, right? And I'm going to explain to you guys why this terminology is going to be this specific terminology is useful for my game, like how it incorporates the story and the gameplay together, and why it creates certain constraints in terms of how we're going to do the visuals. And then once you guys understand this, you're going to be able to literally like participate in the game development of my game, like technically in the level design of my game, of being like, okay, well, which region should go where, right? And in fact, if some of you guys have some interesting ideas, we might even add new regions that aren't technically on the list here, right? Or maybe certain sectors or whatever, right? I think I have enough regions, if I'm being honest, right? I think I have more than enough regions. Um, this one has 7 arms. We talked about a 6. Well, exactly. So that's the thing, right? Like the actual galaxy I'm gonna have, I think it's gonna have 3 major arms and 3 minor ones, but I'm not sure again, right? But it's kind of gonna look like a shuriken, kind of, right? It's gonna look um, basically like this, right? Like you have like 1 arm and then like another arm and then maybe like a 3rd one, right? And then like maybe another one here, another one here, stuff like that, right? That's kind of the idea I'm going with. But again, I'm not entirely sure. So we're gonna have to see, right? Because the goal here is to make it like this galaxy is purposefully it's part of the lore, right? But basically this galaxy is not a normal galaxy, right? So, because normal galaxies are kind of symmetrical, not really, but kind of. But mine is, and typically they only have 2 arms. There's no galaxy with like 3 arms or whatever, right? But mine is weird, so that's why it's gonna have like a weird number of arms and stuff like that, right? And again, all of this is gonna be fun because you guys are gonna be able to participate in the creation of the stuff, right? And because it's a little less serious of a stream in the sense that like it's not like the game dev streams that I'm doing right now, right? Where like I have to explain and blah blah blah, so I have to be alone in order to stay focused. And even then, like you've seen me, right? Like I forget my words, I forget where we're at, stuff like that, right? I get distracted easily. But for this other stream, like I'll be more than happy to have people in the voice chat and like to actually be chatting with people, and you know it's gonna be fun so long as the chat stays relevant to my stream, right? Unfortunately, like we can't really diverge too much. We can diverge a little bit, but we won't be able to diverge too much because the point of these streams is for the game dev. It's still a game dev stream, it's just more relaxed, you know what I mean? More casual, so to speak. So yeah, so that's the plan. And if you guys don't have any more questions, I guess that's gonna be it. Do you guys have any more questions or requests or whatever, comments? I don't know. Yes, no, maybe. Now's the time. Speak your mind or remain silent forever or whatever the fuck they say during weddings. All right, yeah. So that's the plan. Yeah, probably not tomorrow, but probably Tuesday. I'm gonna try to make sure that at least Tuesday I can start the first stream, right? So yeah, so that's the plan. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and once again, thank you very much for attending the stream. Love you guys. Take care. See ya.